Well, hello, we are on live, it says, and so I'm glad to see everybody today. Seems like it's been a long time. It's just a week since I was here. Thank you for the many notes and the of condolence and missing me and those kinds of things. I do appreciate every one of those. Hope I responded or at least gave you a like or something of that nature. So anyway, we're back. Gonna bring in. I'll bring in my friends. We
You got
got.
all of them today.
That's right. Ruby and Wayne and Todd and these guys are going to be taking care of you all, and hopefully they'll take care of me too. And so that's who's in the background. Those are the voices you'll be hearing. Hadn't had Wayne or Todd for a while, so we're glad to have both you guys in with us.
Well,
Ruby won't be all alone now.
I
Hey,
was in a
and
fortnight. I was in a fortnight ago
Yeah,
when Jake was in.
yeah, yeah. Yes,
Mind
you
you,
were.
before that, I hadn't been in for a while.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, and that was a fun week, just a few weeks ago when Jake was here, and that we had a great time. That pen is getting so many um, responses. I show it to people all the time. I carry it every day, just like I said I was going to, and people, oh, that's gorgeous. So I've picked up a an order or two. So anyway,
Excellent.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna put these guys in the background. They'll be around to keep us all straight. And what we're going to do tonight, um, you may have heard Jake there a couple weeks ago. Maybe you have seen it on his channel, talking about the ornaments for St. Jude's, raising some money. We send the ornaments into Turner's Warehouse. They will have an auction in November, late November, I believe it is, maybe at the 1st of December. Um, but anyway, those proceeds then will go to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, which is a great place to send sick children, hurting children with whatever problem they might have. So I'm going to do an ornament today. I pulled up a piece of wood. This is a chunk. It was in a box that I picked up. Um, I did a demonstration at one of the wood crafts, and they had this box of curly maple uh, sitting on the counter, 50 cents a piece, whatever size chunk you got. And I was hoping to get a couple of the big chunks at the end of the day. Of course, there weren't many big chunks when I got done with my demonstration, but I was looking through the box and the manager comes over and says, "You want some of that wood?" I said, "I was thinking about it." He says, "Take the whole box, it's yours." And so I did. Anyway, this piece, I don't know if it's maple or not. That dark there is awfully dark, and it's the same on the other side. It's dark and then has this light on this edge here. So,
It does look a bit like walnut, I've got to say.
well, that's a possibility.
yeah,
There's
and the
the
lighter part looks like sapwood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it very well could be sapwood of walnut, but we're going to turn it and see what comes up. If it is walnut, or if it's actually maple, I've got a piece of Peruvian walnut here that I'll use for a finial. If it's walnut, I'll get back in the box and I'll grab a stick of this quilted maple and we'll make a finial out of that. So let's get started on this. And as we get going on it, somebody, one of the three, is going to read out who all's in the chat for us today.
Well, seeing as how Ruby's been very busy over the past couple of months, I'll step in.
All
All
right.
right.
Is that all right with you, Ruby?
As long as you remember to wish Doug a happy birthday.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will do that. Let me get down the chat. There's quite a few people in, so this may take a while. Ronald Todd's in. Good evening, Ronald. Obviously, Ruby's here. Norman Greenwell is here. Zed's in. Oh. Mike's
Well,
in from dance. Mike's in from dancers. Larry's in. Good evening, Larry. No, I've only just started going down the chat. Paul Norfolk Hunter is here. Alex is here. Wurzel. Salisbury Crafts is in.
that's
That's
Jason.
Jason.
That's Jason.
Yeah.
Evening, Jason.
He's in Australia, so this is quite early in the morning for him.
Yeah, he'll probably just be getting his breakfast. Deals in. Old Man River. Roger again. Mike Evans is here. Malcolm Douglas is in. Evening, Malcolm. I'm still going down. Don't stop me now. Cue for a song. Thomas Kenny's here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you fly by Roger?
Oh, I got Roger right at the beginning, I think.
Oh,
Or maybe I didn't. Maybe
yeah,
I
no,
missed
that
you.
was Ronald Todd at the beginning.
That was sorry, Roger, missed you.
Yeah.
And Haley has joined us.
God, I'm still going down the list here, Ruby. And Lucy's in as well. Evening, Lucy.
Sweet potato.
Anthony Green is here. Heather has just come in. Or maybe not, because I'm still going down the list. But Heather is definitely here.
Yes.
Gav is in as well. Gav said here.
Hey, Gav.
Oh, hang on. I've nearly gone past a dad joke from Zed. My son asked me why mushrooms always appear after a rainstorm. I told him when it rains, it spores. Bennett.
Well, I have
Jennifer's
something.
in. Evening, Jenny. Sorry, Ruby. Carry on.
Well, I have something I can add to that. Do you know that whenever I go golfing anymore, I take an extra pair of socks? And the reason is in case I get a hole in one.
Oh, God.
Did we get Anthony Green?
Yep.
As
I think I said.
As Todd changes the subject away from the bad dad jokes.
And Doug Bennett has joined us. Hi, Doug.
I'm still going down the list here. Go on, my.
And Andy the Valley Woodturner has joined us.
And Jason from Salisbury Crafts has said, "Happy womb exit, Doug."
I'm sorry. What was that?
Happy womb exit.
Yeah.
In
Thank
case I haven't mentioned, I don't think I have. It is Doug's birthday today, so happy birthday, Doug. And Scott's in, and he is asking another ornament, Doug. Yes, it is, Scott.
Scott.
Scott was saying, "What the
Hampton,
heck
okay.
passed me by?" So he thinks we missed him up there someplace.
Jason has said, "Hello, Wayne. It's 4:35 with coffee in hand." That's
Holy cow.
4:35 a.m. by the way.
Yes. Spun by Green Jeans has joined us as well.
Spun by Green Jeans. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's John, isn't it?
I'm not too sure. I don't know, to tell you the truth. Andy the Valley Woodturner has just come in. Good evening to all, and happy birthday to Doug.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here. This makes for a good day. Makes for a good birthday.
And
Retighten this piece. It's getting a little loose on me.
And Pete from Twisted Trees has joined us. Good morning, Peter.
Morning, Pete. Now, Jason from Salisbury Crafts has said, question. Doug said he would give me a blue spanner.
I did. There it is. Well, I said I would.
Dale is
Right.
wishing me happy birthday.
And Larry is asking, will they accept a beginner ornament?
Yes.
Absolutely, they will.
I'm quite sure they would.
Can I just say to Jason, I think Doug's trying to give you a blue spanner. Can you put another comment in just to see if that's worked?
Huh. I'm clicking on.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
I'm clicking on the three dots, and it says delete, put in timeout, or ban. I don't want to do any of those.
No, hang on, hang on.
What am I doing wrong?
What have I got? No, I've got a blue spanner and I can't do it.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that can do it. I think, but I'll have to figure it out, Jay. I'll figure it out. We'll get you squared away. All right, I'm still too high.
And Scott has wished you a happy birthday, Doug.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Last year was the tragic one, but so I'm not too concerned about this year.
What made last year the trashy one?
Last year was 65. Not really tragic, but
And
for
Mike
some
has
folks,
put in,
65 is tough.
Mike from Dancers has put in, if my solar flare star works out, he'll enter it in the beginners. In the beginners, Mike? Really?
And Karsten Peterson has joined us. He
Evening,
wishes
Carsten.
you happy birthday as well.
Trying to look around to the other side and see how small this
Wow,
pin needs
Scott.
to be.
Scott says, I'm thinking Doug is 80.
Not quite. Not quite. There are days when I feel like it.
As
Hey.
Malcolm says, you're a mere youngster, Doug.
Yeah,
Dale
and
says
Dale,
you're Medicare eligible.
Mike
That day
says
they
that
work.
he's still a novice and has lots to learn. Well, we're all novices, Mike. We all have lots to learn.
yeah,
That's
unless
for
it
sure.
comes to doing turn and including lots and lots of mathematics, in which case you're not a novice.
And Anthony says, hope you've got your bus pass, Doug.
Lucy is asking, question, what is Medicare? That's something they have in the States, Lucy.
Yeah, Medicare is it's a government. Well, it's not government funded, but it's government administrated health care for seniors. Um, it's a shame shame it's administrated through the government because it won't last much longer. It looks like it's well, they've said for years that it's going to run out of money, that and Social Security both, which is our governmental retirement. But we pay into it. That's our money. So
Yeah,
neither one of them should go away.
no, it all depends on how that money's being invested, Doug, to tell you the truth.
Well,
Yeah, they
Paul
passed.
says, Doug, he would have put you at no more than 50 all day long.
I'm
Most.
just going to answer Mike here, and yes, I did see your cube-based holoform. Very, very
Right.
nice.
Yes, it was. And Jason says Medicare is in Australia also, but it's for lower classes here if you don't have private health care.
Hmm. Yeah, that's one of the things. I have not signed up for any of that yet, because I do have private insurance through my wife's work. We're very fortunate that we have that, and it's so much better, and it's costing us very, very little. So I'm excited that I've got it. I'm going to keep
Yeah,
using it as long as I can.
in the UK, we have free healthcare at point of contact. Obviously, it's all paid for through taxes and everything. But what they're talking about now is for anybody that takes private healthcare, they are going to put VAT on it, which is value added tax, which is 20% at the moment.
Mm, mm, mm.
they plan to use that tax to help fund the people that can't go private. Is that?
No, no. Basically, in the UK, the only people that go private are people with money.
Yeah.
Everybody has free healthcare at the point of delivery. That's our National Health Service. Everybody has free healthcare at the point of delivery. It's all paid for
Right.
through taxes and everything, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Rob,
we don't have to have the same type of medical insurance as you do in the US.
Rob from Copperell has joined us. Hi, Rob.
Evening, Rob.
Hey, Copper. Welcome along. Welcome along. So good to have you all. I'm just trying to get this round right now. This is an odd shaped piece of wood.
Pete says that he's older than Doug, so he can say it. If Doug is not more than 50 all day long, that is one hell of a long day.
A little flat on this top edge, it looks like.
Dale
right
is
there.
saying delaying signing up for Medicare means you'll pay a higher premium later. I know that there's this idea that you need to register for it right away, but that doesn't mean you would have to be paying for it or getting it. But I'm not sure how all that applies. I got to figure that out in the next 6 months before I turn 62.
Well,
Well,
for a lot of folks, it's one of those deals where, what was I going to say about it? I don't know what I was going to say about it now.
Anthony Green
That's
has
how bad it
said
is.
he had a quote from a company for Bupa, which is Bupa is the type of medical company that you pay money into monthly to get treatment, and they wanted £125 a month.
I'd take that money and put it in a separate savings account.
Yeah, with good interest. Peter said all governments have one job: extract money from the citizenship and put it into their friends and families' pockets. Yeah, I'll agree with you there, Pete.
I just saw an news article where a guy who was running for mayor in a rather large city has had to drop out for some of that very stuff. Then I saw one yesterday where one of the city council people up in Cincinnati area just found out that she hired her son and was paying him better than $60,000 a year for a government paid job. You might call that nepotism.
You might well do. Oh, Norman Greenwell's just come in.
Norman? Well, I'm not complaining in the least about the Canadian healthcare system. Does pretty well.
Paul Northcunt has said it's a bit of a postcode lottery in terms of treatment and services available. Jason has said ambulances cost a fortune here. He's 4 kilometres from his local hospital, and it cost me around 1,800 to 2,000 Australian dollars. That is, it's crazy expensive.
Mm.
Ronald Todd has said President Trump made a major step in keeping Medicare related drug prices down today, starting with Pfizer.
Yes. Pfizer has made a deal with the government where they're actually going to reduce prices. You don't hear that often, but
They should have a long time ago.
you're exactly right.
Zed says that a chicken and an egg walked into a bar and changed a light bulb. No one has any idea why.
That's right. All right, I was trying to use a skew there because this.
Right, I've got to ask on that particular one, Zed. when they actually left the bar, did they cross the road?
Jason is asking, could you make a bell? Yes, you could.
Seems like the bells were pretty popular like 3 or 4 years ago. There were a lot of them on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I mean, I did one, which I covered with metallic paint to make it look old and rusty.
Yeah,
Which
you
is
did
very
that
different.
metal reactive paint, didn't you?
Yeah, the metal reactive paint. That was it, Doug.
Yeah, that was cool. I did 2 bells 2 years ago. They're still sitting on the shelf. I know people look at them. They pick them up, move them about, but nobody's buying.
Ron wants to know what you're trying to turn today.
An ornament. This will be kind of a spherical kind of a deal because all my tools, including my usual chucks, are in the car, and so I'm using this this dome chuck or dome jaws from Nova.
Susie's just come in. Good evening, Susie.
Hey, Susie.
And Karsten asks, when does a joke become a dad joke?
When everybody goes,
Well, it's when the punchline becomes apparent.
there you go. Yes. That reminds me. For the first time, they had quote, get on camera here. They had quote unquote Daughter's Day. And I got to say something about my daughter in law, who I love dearly. She is a great young lady, good wife for my husband. And then lo and behold, yesterday was Son's Day. And I am so proud of my son right now that I couldn't help but gush on Facebook over him.
And so you should be, Doug.
Yeah.
Good evening, Haley. I might have missed
Hey,
you coming
Haley.
in earlier on.
So anyway, yeah, that was good to be able to gush over my son a little bit. He's doing some great things right now, and I'm just pleased as punch. All right. This piece of wood, the grain seems to be going in multiple directions.
It is, definitely.
So, yeah, I picked up the gouge and touched it a couple of times. It just didn't feel right, or gouge, the skew. So I've gone back to my bowl gouge, but I'm still wondering, should I be going downhill? Should I be coming uphill? I mean, downhill with the grain, but which way is that? I don't know.
It's
It
very
looks like
difficult to
side
tell.
grain.
It does look a little bit like side grain, yeah.
It
Ron
does.
Todd suggests that you center it with the tailstock.
Tailstock will be in my way because I'm going to go hollow here in just half a second. It's pretty well centered.
It is pretty well centered. It's just thinking about if you're going to get a catch or not.
Yeah, such a small tenon that it will pull out without much issue.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
And Zed's asking, did you hear about the butcher who backed into his meat grinder? He got a little behind in his work that day.
Oh, dear me.
Thank you, Zed.
Okay. The way this is cutting, I still think the grain is moving around, but it's generally parallel to my bedways. I get a much better cut when I go literally downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, that'll determine which way you cut the inside.
Now that I did that, I need to make a little adjustment back here on the back end. I'll probably have to change that later.
I'm just popping out for a minute or two. I will be back.
All right. All right, not too shabby. Not too shabby. We can live with that. And I'm
Pete
excited. What's that?
Pete says he thinks you're right to use the gouge there, Doug. That
Yep.
green appears to twist, which is not skew friendly.
Yes, you're exactly right. I'm excited to use my dust collector again. Some of you weren't around to hear. I was having issues with. It just wasn't drawing. Even this close. Well, you can't see it. Right there it is. It's 3.5, 4 inches away from this wood, and I was getting shavings. Well, not shavings. I was getting dust down on my bedways. Well, somebody said something on YouTube in a video about cleaning out the dust port on their dust collector. And for whatever reason, that registered in my head. So 2 weeks ago, I went over to my dust collector and I took the big Y adapter so that I can actually have 2 points of entry into the collector. I took that thing off. This one little screw holds it in is all. I took that screw out, took that collector out. Lo and behold, 2 paper towels, 3 pieces of sandpaper, and a double handful of shavings. Not dust, shavings. It was no wonder I wasn't collecting any dust. And now, there's no dust right there now. That's where it was collecting up. And it's not there now. It's all going straight in the collector.
I can actually see the dust flying off the back into the into the collector.
Yep.
And Owen Woodworks has joined us. Well, I did an upgrade with some parts from SK Crafts onto my Camvac from Record Power. And the problem I have with it now is that it is so powerful, I have to be careful I don't let my hand or arm get close or it'll pull it right in. And Susie said they had a 30 centimeters of snow the other day, which is about a foot of snow. You're lucky, Susie. I can't wait for it to snow here.
Has anybody mentioned Holland Woodworks coming in?
I did.
All right, thank you, Ruby. I must have still been away at that point.
That's okay.
Glad to have you along. It's
I believe
always
that's
good.
Adam.
All
Well,
right, okay.
Thanks for letting us know.
If it's not Adam, correct us.
Yes, by all means.
Woohoo! I got one right.
Yeah, Gav said that he got the Camvac upgrade from Jennifer and Mark Stroughton.
Yes.
Washable filter and mechanical fitment. Absolutely excellent quality. The thing is, when Mark did his, he put it out to a few people, but he never put any video out to say that he was doing it.
Pete says you may need to buy more abrasive and pencils, Ruby. Good extraction has hidden cost. I know
Oh,
mine
definitely.
sucks that stuff right out of my hand all the time.
Yeah, I remember being down at Dale Maple Tree Studios for a meetup. A good few years ago, this was, and we were doing demonstrations on the lathe and everything. And it was Scott, the blue light turner, who a blue pencil got sucked down the extraction, got stuck in a 90-degree angle, and blocked the whole extraction system up.
Took a little while to find that too, didn't it?
It did. Basically, Dale had to rip apart the whole extraction system, which is obviously hidden. All the pipes and everything, had to rip it all to bits to find this pencil, and that was the blue light pencil. Everybody was receiving blue light pencils after that. God, when was that? That must have been 2020.
And Mark
been a while.
Stratton's joined us. Welcome, Mark.
Good evening, Mark. How are you doing?
Actually, the solution to that is you just take a little bit of screen and you fit it over top of the intake, and anything bigger than dust doesn't go in.
I need to be doing that. I was thinking that earlier.
All right. Y'all may not hear that very much, but I sure do. I believe you guys are right. I believe that's some walnut.
It's very pretty.
It's got definitely has some movement in it. It's a shame that wasn't a larger piece. Well, let's, since we're at this point.
And Alex says that a bit of fruit bush netting works well too.
Fruit bush netting. I would think just about anything still has large enough openings in it. I'm thinking of putting something here on my. I'm gonna put it here instead of in the hose or in the line, and then actually cut the grid that's in the line at the dust collector. Cut it out. Just have one here. That way I can know when there's something there. I can clean it out when I need to.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
Right.
Yeah, the thing, if you do that, Doug, you'll still get all the. If you've got the extractor on when you're actually cutting, it'll get the shavings on there. But when you switch the extractor off, they'll all fall off.
You're right.
Or they
right.
should.
Yes. That's one change I want to make, and then I want to put one of the. This collector has a bag on top. I want to change it to a canister filter. And then I also want to put a large chip collector between here and the collector. Put it right at the collector probably for any large chips that do slip through, and paper and sandpaper.
Mark Stratton has wished you a happy birthday, Doug.
Thanks, babes.
Alex says he did that, put on the front of the pipe.
Uh-huh.
I put a separator right before my dust collector.
Right.
And my dust collector sits high up on a wall, and so I had the 50-gallon drum that was my separator way up there on the side of the wall also. And as that thing would get full, it would become really, really difficult thing to go up there and pull that down to empty it and stuff. And so then I wouldn't do it as often as I should have, which means it would get fuller. And as it got really full, it wouldn't separate well, and all that stuff that it would normally catch, those little pieces of sandpaper or whatnot, go ahead and get caught on that screen at the opening to that extractor. So I feel like I wouldn't take that grid off at the extractor. I would leave it there, but hopefully it almost
Right.
never hits anything.
I've been amazed. I've had this collector for a pretty good while. I can't remember exactly when I got it now, but I'm nowhere close to needing to empty my bag. It's what it collects is what I wanted to collect, all that light dust. And since I quit, I don't sand past 240 or 320 on occasion. So, you know, I'm saving a whole lot of dust from going in there. Um, but anyway, it is what it is, and it does a great job. I'm tickled with it.
Yeah,
No,
Turn it off for a second.
we've had a
no,
couple of things come in. Paul Norfolk Hunter says a pair of hose would do it, which I think he means tights.
Yes.
And Jason has said borrow a stocking from your wife and pop that over the tube.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we do for our dryer vent. The thing going outside was bad, wasn't working correctly. Actually, would not open. It was supposed to open with the air pressure when we turned the dryer on. Wasn't working, and so we I want that bit. I want this bit right here. So I've just got the hose laid across the floor with a piece of hose on it, and it works a treat. Works a treat.
I think
That's what I
Jennifer's
want.
having problems with the kids. Oh,
Uh
and with Andrew as well.
oh.
Not Jennifer, sorry, Lucy.
Lucy?
So sorry, Jennifer. And Lucy has said, Jennifer, Gideon is being just as bad tonight. Oh, hang on, Lucy. Gideon's never that bad. Ever.
Gideon. Come on, dude.
and Pete has pointed out to Jason that it's best if you wait until the wife takes them off before you put them on.
Yeah. It would be better. All right, I've got a 3/4 inch bit here. We're just going to run that through. I don't. Let's turn the speed down. There's 420. That ought to work nicely. Tighten my tailstock down. Loosen the quill.
And Mike Yu has joined us. Good evening, Mike. He says
Hey, Mike.
the cricket season is now over.
No, it's not, Mike. No, Mike, it's not over. I just watched the first Women's World Cup game today from India, which was India versus Sri Lanka. And tomorrow it's Australia versus New Zealand. So it's not over yet.
Anyway, we're glad he's going to be joining us more often.
Okay.
And Lucy said, Wayne, Gideon is now in our bedroom. Listening to K-pop Demon Hunters at full volume for about the 1,000th time.
That thing's moving all over the place, Doug.
Well, it's these bits. They're not. Yeah. I did not.
They're not really built for this type of work, Todd.
No. If I had drilled a little dimple or turned a little dimple to get it started with, it would have saved a lot of that, but I didn't. But I will tell you, now that I'm drilling and there's a little very light dust coming off, I can smell it's walnut. It's been confirmed.
Thought it was.
And Jason says that cricket is just starting down their way.
Yeah, and I can't wait for the Ashes series later on in the year.
Now, see some of the world difference that we have. When you said cricket season was over, I thought crickets, as in bugs.
Me too, Doug. And I was thinking, here in Texas, we got a few weeks of that left yet.
Yeah.
No, no,
Yeah.
it's cricket as in the sport.
Yes. I figured it out pretty quick, but there at first, I'm thinking we've still got plenty of crickets here.
Yeah, you don't
stepped on-
normally see cricket played in North America.
We have it.
Well, yes, you do. I'm sorry, Ruby, but you do, because as Jason has just said, the US has cricket teams.
We do.
Yes, they do.
Well, so
And-
does Canada, but like we're at school, baseball and hockey and football were all taught, and basketball, cricket was not.
The US, okay, they are not up to sort of test standard,
Right.
but the US has a pretty good cricket team.
They usually start with the cricket and that kind of thing on the college level of a few highbrow type schools. Now, the one, let me bring that up here so you can see it.
Well, Jason points out that Australia has been training them.
Yeah. You see, this bit has this long point here. There is a great advantage. I was able to see that point come out the back end of that little tenon. So that's where I stopped. So I know, ouch, it's still warm. I've got whatever that is. Half an inch. Yeah. There's a half an inch from the tip. Get it where you can see it. Half inch from this tip down to this solid, the cutter on the bit. And so that's as far as that's where I'm at. I'm that far into this. I've got that much wood left, just a small little hole. And so that gives me the strength I need so that I can keep turning. Okay. Now I just thought of something terrible. Maybe not. Let's see.
You don't have an easy wood tool that will fit that hole?
Right this minute, I don't. I mean, I do. They're out in the car. But I've also got, if I can find it, my little homemade hollowing tool. Is that it? No, that's not it. I may have to run out to the car real quick and get that crate. Everything's in a crate, so it's easy to get in here. A crate and a bag.
Well, Zed can keep us busy with some jokes in the meantime.
With some bad jokes.
Oh no, he only has good ones.
Does he? He only
Is it?
knows bad jokes.
I was gonna say I've well, let's try. That's not very sharp.
Just go get it, Doug, and save the time, okay?
Yep, I will. I'll be right back. Entertain them, Zed. Give them some bad jokes or some good jokes.
And Mike says, while the domestic season is over, Somerset won the cup, and the test season down under is not far away.
That's exactly right. It's not far away. And meanwhile, for the next month or so, we've got the Women's World Cup going on in India and Sri Lanka.
Well, I was having fun yesterday watching the Ryder Cup in the golf.
Well, to tell you the truth, Ruby, I didn't watch a lot of that, but I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook with the abuse that certain people were getting. But there was something on Sky News this morning, and it was comparing the abuse that the European team got this year to what the European team got back in the early 2000s. And in the early 2000s, it was much worse.
I don't see why any abuse should be handed out, period.
Yeah, it's just one of them things. It's the USA and Europe. I mean, the Ryder Cup used to be the USA and the UK, but the UK couldn't win anything, so they invited all the Europeans in as well.
And Dale points out that Major League Baseball playoffs start today in North America. And
See,
said,
that's the thing with baseball in the US. Okay, this might seem controversial to some people, but how can you have a World Series with only one country involved?
Canada has a team.
yeah,
Are they involved?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm
Right.
terribly
Yeah.
sorry.
Toronto and
Team
does
from
Montreal
Montreal.
still have one? That one moved, maybe.
I think Montreal's still there.
Yeah, Montreal. So maybe a couple.
Then there's all the Japanese players and the Cuban players, and there's
Oh,
one.
just a second. I've got a phone call. I'll be right back.
Take your
Okay.
time. All right. 3 tools I have that I need and can use. Ah,
Now,
We
Peter's
up here,
Pete.
Ronald Todd had a suggestion here for you, Doug,
okay.
that you might want to retighten those jaws before you start hollowing.
Uh-huh.
Just as
Yeah, just in
precautionary.
case.
Absolutely.
Let's
It is
see.
tight.
Who
But
put that in?
I agree. It's always a good idea to check them.
Yeah,
But they're
Pete from
tight.
Twisted Trees has said baseball is better for wood turners. It's really hard to turn golf bats on a lathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Zed has said, I deleted all the German names from my cell phone. Now it's hands free.
He said, "Did you hear about the drug addict that would sleep with his cocaine? He was a drug snuggler."
Oh my.
Oh dear me.
Talking about a moan.
Yeah. And did you hear about the guy who lost his job at the sunscreen factory? They told him he needs to reapply.
All right. The tool I was looking for here
Now,
is
Dale has said there are
Ah.
players from all over the world. I think what I was getting at, Dale, are there teams from all over the world?
And Wayne Malcolm Douglas here says he understands that the World Series got its name from a newspaper that had sponsored the World Series initially, and it was called like the World News or something like that. So it was.
All right, okay.
So
that's something I might have to look into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't meant to be a World Series. It was just following a company name, news name.
Zed says that you guys asked for it. He's unrepentant. Don't ever change, Zed. We like you just the way you are.
just using my number 1 hollower, and of course hit it just a touch too hard, even though we retightened it. Who knows?
That's
I
a
think
tiny
that's
tenon.
I think that's something to do with the grain of the wood, to tell you the truth, Doug.
It may be because it pulled off a little piece right there, which I'm going to try to put between the jaws. Pushing in firmly.
Oh, JP's here. Good evening, Jamie.
Hey, JP.
Yeah, Jamie, we did say number one hollower or number two hollower or many of those earlier to go into the inside, but
Yep, that's what I'm using is the number one. I don't have a two.
Two are
I do
very
have,
handy, I found.
Yeah.
don't have a, I don't have a two, but I got that bad boy.
That's the number 3, is it not?
It's the big one,
Yeah.
big one. And then I've got another one that I really don't want to show you. I contacted Craig. I said one of the things I'd like for you to think about is making one of these carbide tools. I told him I know you don't work for Easy Wood anymore, but you're still playing with tools. I said, would you think about making one instead of supposedly 3 inches, it'll go 5 inches. I was talking with another turner who both of us were trying to do some deep hollow forms, large hollow forms, and Craig says, I've got something just for you. And he brought it to me. Somebody else had made it, and it's a little crude, but it works.
No, that's what counts.
Yeah,
Now, Ronald Todd has said, this is coming back to the baseball thing, I think. It wouldn't be cost effective to have teams from all around the world. The travel cost would be enormous. We have got the World Cup of football, where teams travel from all around the world. We've got the Olympics, where people travel from all around the world.
Ron says that bad boy will work. That's what he uses.
Now, the good thing about this, the number one hollower, is as you can see from what Doug is doing there, he's going in through quite a small hole in the top of that orb, sphere, whatever, and he's reaching most of all of the walls. Now he's turned it into reverse,
yep,
and he's going straight in on the other wall. The only time you need a swan neck is when you're actually doing just underneath the shoulder of the sphere there.
yeah. This little area right here to get back from the
Yep.
opening back in here. And this is the tool I was looking for a while ago and could not find. A little homemade from a Allen key. And in all honesty, this leg here is too long. It needs to be cut about half of it off. But it does work. I've used it before.
Well, that's
And
what I originally used before they came out with all these carbides and that. We
yeah,
just took
I
a
mean,
whole bunch of Allen keys, different thicknesses, and made them.
and Jamie has said the good thing about the number one hollow is there's no negatives about it.
True.
Jamie, I've got to agree with you there, man.
What do you say? I couldn't hear you.
He said the good thing about the number one hollower is there's no negatives about it.
And Dale points out that it takes a half-inch hole, which is true. And I certainly hope, Doug, you have some sort of a gauge to gauge your wall thickness as you're going in.
I do.
Yep, fingers. That,
It's a
that's
digital gauge.
that's the imperial one. Have you got the metric one there as well?
That one.
There you go.
It's some. Who was that? Oh, it was the guy that does the Den of Tools. He he was messing around talking about adjustable wrench. Said that whatever company was talking about, they make the imperial and the adjustable, or the
Yeah,
imperial and the metric. Yeah.
yeah, Jamie said for things like this, though, he also uses the Easywood Tools micro set, and that's fantastic.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
He used that set on his recent ornament video. And Carsten is
I,
saying good night, everybody. Night, night, Carsten.
Hey, good night, Kirsten.
Good night, Carson. Um, I just talked with folks up in northern Ohio, a different group of folks up there, and I'm going to do a demonstration for them later in October. And if Easywood will take care of things the way they have said they were going to, I'll probably buy a set of those micro jigs or micro tools, just the micro hollowing tools. Ha ha.
And Zed's just put a link in for his premiere for later
Good
on
deal.
this evening
Good deal.
or this afternoon, depending on where you are.
Yeah. Very gently snugging this up. Everybody always wants to know in expansion mode, how tight do you tighten those up? Till it just before it cracks. If it
Just
cracks,
Yeah,
you've gone
when you
too
hear
far.
it.
yeah.
And
That's it.
What you do
Lucy's
is
saying good night also. Good night, Lucy.
Good night.
you, you crack it and back off half a turn.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. There we go. Okay.
And Jamie says there's a special link to all Easywood products in his videos now, Doug, from
Ah,
Turner's Warehouse.
good. Good.
Pete hasn't watched Zed's live yet, and he's just get or his premiere, and but he's still giving it a thumbs up. So it better be good.
I don't know what Jamie's habits are. They're probably a lot like mine. If I turn somebody's video on as it's getting started, I usually hit the thumbs up button. If they went
No,
through the effort to put something up, least I can do is tell them thank you by giving them a thumbs up.
that's a good point. So I hope everybody out there watching has given Doug a thumbs up for this.
Well, I've got to say I haven't because I'm on StreamYard, not on YouTube.
Me either, which means I'll have to go back into YouTube later.
Jimmy has said, I know what Wayne's habits are watching my videos. Hit the thumbs up and criticize my music. Lol.
Yeah. And
Jamie always has good music.
when?
I like it.
Yeah, exactly, Doug. Exactly.
No, sometimes he does. Not always. Sometimes
And
it sounds
Pete
like something out of the back alley.
Pete says he's not giving you a thumbs up yet. He's waiting for the third dismount before he gives it to you.
Oh, I can make that happen. All we gotta do is give it a little shove and it'll go.
It's just about the one thing you can guarantee with Doug's lives. It's probably going to jump off somewhere.
This is the funniest thing. I am. Oh, there's the hole. Good. 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 I was wondering where the hole was. I wasn't seeing it. believe that bit has gotten dull on me. So we'll come back with the little small finisher. Yeah, I used to worry about dismounting pieces, and anymore I just don't care. If it
No,
comes off, it comes off.
if it comes off, it comes off, and you deal with it when you put it
Yeah,
back on.
yeah. It might be my fault, but it might not be. It might be the wood.
That's true.
Let's see. Let's turn that off before I stick my finger in there.
That's
Oh
what
yeah, I
she
got
said.
loads. Yeah, I got loads of wood there. I'll back this off just a little more and raise it up. Now let's see what we can do. If we can do anything. May not.
I'm with you, Zed. That's why I turn garbage wood too. Just blame it on the wood. Comes flying off.
I did, speaking of Zed and blaming it on the wood, I um in the demo the other day, I turned a piece of sycamore that I picked up off the beach, and it did wonderfully. I was amazed how nicely it turned. All right, I can see this is going to take a little while. It's turning
Pete,
pretty nice, but it's just going to take a little while to do. Oh yeah, it's chewing wood up, which is what I wanted to do. But being
Yeah,
how it's already, go ahead.
Pete said when his pieces come off the lathe, it's always Terry's fault.
Terry's fault. I can see that. I can see that.
The thing is, with Pete, if anything comes off the lathe, if anything doesn't come off the lathe, it goes into the burn pile anyway.
True. True. Ah, this will be a nice piece for the lower finial, not for the top, but for the lower.
oh, Jamie. He says he picked up a piece of wood off the beach once to turn. The little old lady wasn't happy with him, though. He tipped her off her deck chair.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, mercy. Good. All right. Nice little square piece in the chuck. We'll just use a skew and round it out.
Well, I was told if you do that part with the skew, you're just showing off. I have found I really do love those dome jaws on the chuck, though.
I don't have a set of them.
Record Power makes a set as well.
Yeah, I know. I've got a record power chuck.
Well, as Pete suggested to me, what I did was I closed them up and I drilled a 5 mil hole down
Yeah,
the center.
the Pete suggested that to a hell of a lot of people, and for everybody that has done it, they seem to work extremely well.
Yeah, and I use it quite a bit with the odd jobs that come in from the wood mill that they give me. And Zed says that he likes how tumbling in the ocean creates natural sanding effects that you can incorporate into a piece. It's not really live edge, but it's in that universe. You're right, Zed.
Let's see. There it is. A little bit of sharpening action here. I can't believe my water thing is totally empty. Y'all can't see. There you go. Just a few. I find the bevel, get you a few strokes on that side, turn it over, find the bevel, give it a few strokes there. I know, Wayne, I know. Now it should cut a whole lot better.
That works absolutely fine. It really does.
This wood has so much burl in it, it's wanting to vibrate. So I'm going to switch over to spindle gouge. That's much better.
What kind of wood is this piece?
It's a pin blank. Um,
Is it maple?
it may be a maple burl. There's a whole lot of burl figure there. Whole lot, all the way around. So
Right, just reading into Zed's last comment, which Ruby did read out. He likes how tumbling in the ocean creates natural sanding effects that you can incorporate into the piece. Are you talking about yourself tumbling in the ocean there, Zed?
I did read that out.
Yeah, I know you read that out. I
This
did
shows
say
you
that you
never
read that.
listened to me, Wayne.
No, Wayne put a spin on it, so to speak.
I did say that you had read that out, and like Todd said, I am putting a different spin on it, turning
Okay,
it in, turning it into him
tumbling in
tumbling
the.
in the ocean.
Well, I can honestly say that I've spent a lot of time tumbling in the ocean when we were diving. On the one occasion, my boss came and got me and determined that even though we were in the middle of a hurricane in Bonaire, we were going to go diving during the hurricane so we could film the effect of the hurricane on the reefs. And I'll tell you, that was some experience. We were
Yeah,
underneath. When we were underneath, there were chunks of coral the size of a small car just rolling across the bottom of the ocean like
really.
um, like tumbleweed, literally.
Wow.
Hmm.
yeah. I was about to ask there, Ruby, how much it did affect underneath the sea as
Quite a
compared
bit,
to above the sea.
quite a bit. And I'll tell you, it was not fun getting in and out of the water either.
Did you? No, I've got to ask this as well. Did you have to wait for the eye of the hurricane to come across before you got out, or were you in the middle of it?
We were in the middle of it.
All right, okay.
Well, the eye of the hurricane is actually the quietest part.
Yeah, that's why I asked that. If
But
if
there,
you wait
yeah,
if you waited for the eye before you got out.
yeah. We still got pushed around quite a bit, to say the least. We did a lot of dumb things when we were making that TV series.
That's not like you, Ruby.
All in the name of science.
Well, especially when you take bait and you hang it on from a buoy to an anchor, so you can film how a shark's jaws articulate when they're eating.
Mm-hmm.
So you're about less than 3 feet away,
Okay.
and the sharks are coming in and taking the bait off this line.
Right. All right. Do 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 do. What am I looking for? Looking
Probably
for
a tool.
a tool that I don't have. Yeah.
Yeah, Pete said it's a proven fact. Sharks only eat wet food. You are safe except when you're in the shower.
Well, they've been known to pull people into the water and then eat them.
Yes, they have been. The interesting, and Todd, you've probably heard this or seen it. Um, they have found they've gotten pictures of some pretty big sharks in the St. Louis area.
In the river.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they'll swim up the river, and kind of a scary thought that actual sharks will swim up a freshwater river.
Yeah,
And that's what, Todd, 1,000 miles,
It's a
close
long
to it.
way. Think about the number of locks they would have had to have went through, and
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the different dams on the river.
yep.
Yeah.
All right, there's that.
and Zed related how he was once in a biology job on a mesa in Nevada during a lightning storm. Lightning was striking the taller cacti all around, and being the 6'8" guy, he crawled off that mesa.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
It does to me too, and I'm not 6'8".
Now,
Ah,
when you're doing these finials, Doug, are you
uh-huh.
using any sort of mathematics to go in with this?
For this one, no,
No. Okay.
not.
Just
Sometimes
thought
I
I'd ask.
do a little bit. Um, one of the things that's easily done is take the height of this one, bottom to top, and then divide it by 3, and then decide, do you want this to be one of those threes or two of those threes?
Yeah. The other thing to do is that use that sphere as
Wow.
the number one. Yeah, I saw what you did there. And then you can, for the top finial, it's the shorter one, so that becomes the 1. The sphere becomes the 1.6 to 1, and then the bottom finial becomes the 1.6 to 1 to the top 2.
There you go.
If you understood what I meant there.
Yep. That's the actual, instead of I made it a simple rule of thirds. Wayne used the golden ratio, and they're close, not exact, but they're close. Yeah, that wood, I just barely touched it and it popped right off.
That probably put you said this particular piece has got a fair amount of burr in there.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
very much.
that's probably why it popped off.
Yep. Yep. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that's exactly why. So what do? I go right back at it.
Oh, Zed has said he shortened this, but I think he said I use the Fibonacci, the fib dash and not sequence, where I just wing it and see it after the fact that I use maths.
I hope Mike's not listening to this.
Or Martin Saban Smith, because he uses the either the golden ratio or the rule of thirds all the time.
He
He
did.
does. Go ahead.
I was going to say he did a really nice set of demos at SWAT 3 or 4 years ago that he called the Fibonacci Bowl, where he
Yep.
was using that. And for a guy like me that's design impaired, it's a really helpful thing if you can just pull out a little math and go, how wide should that rim be? Let's see, the width of this thing is this. Let's multiply by 1.161 or whatever it is, and there you go. Or divide by it, either way.
My mother handed me a picture and said this would be something neat for you to turn. And it's a bowl, um, bigger at the top than it is at the bottom, has a little bit of a foot, and it's sitting down in a wire stand. I thought, that is pretty neat. Had no measurements whatsoever in the picture. And so I applied that rule of thirds, and those bowls came out okay.
I believe Martin just released a book where he does the.
He has just released a book. You can buy it. I think it's can't remember. I think it's martinsabensmith.com where you can buy it. If you're a member of the Wood Turning Club,
Wood Turning 360.
yeah, Wood Turning 360, you can go into that website and buy the book as well. In fact, you're better off going to woodturning360.com to buy the book. And all of the pieces in there are using either the Fibonacci sequence or the rule of thirds. And if you are a member of the Facebook 360 Club, you can get a signed copy which has an extra piece in there. And I think there still are a few left of them.
I think there's something like 58 left.
Jamie's just put the link in. Jamie's just put the link in to
Good.
where you
Thank
can
you,
buy
Jamie.
the book from. Cheers, man.
Malcolm points out that he said he only had 42 left for sale.
Okay.
And
Oh,
Paul
that's
says
good.
the club version is a special edition, and I believe he's correct where there's a whole additional project in the club version.
Yeah, there's an additional project. There's an additional project, sorry, and you do get a signed copy.
Send that edge off just a little. Felt like there's a little chip out of it. It's a little shorter than it was, but that's okay.
Well, Scott's off to the grocery market. If he doesn't make it back before the end, he'll see us next week.
All
Bye,
right, Scott.
Scott.
Finials are Todd, you're talking about being design challenged. It's one of those things. There are a good number of sites on the internet that have just black and white, like shadows of finials and that kind of thing. I spent several hours staring at some of those, and it doesn't show much, but you should have seen my finials before. They were awful. They were awful. This one is, to me, is not particularly good. It's a bit fat right in this area, but I wanted to get it where I could at least show you, give you all an idea of where we're going. Let's see before
Well,
I
Jason
part
wants
off.
to know if you're going to color this one.
No, 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 not this one. Since the globe is so dark, that wouldn't that side would show a little color, but that side pretty much nothing. So I'm gonna put a little bit of walnut oil on this finial. I'm gonna turn it down so it doesn't spray all over me.
Well, Pete thinks that you were spot on, Doug. It was too long before the readjustment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For an ornament, ornaments are funny. They can be a little longer, um, but yes, I think you're right, Pete. I think this one's going to be a little better.
Zed says that when he does historic house tours, all he looks at are finials and banisters. And I hate
Yeah.
to say it, but I do too,
Yep.
Zed. It's like, unfortunately, I got a job doing some candelabras for a church, and I don't care for the design of them. They break all the rules I've ever been taught for doing spindles.
All right. So you have an idea of where we're going. Blow the dust off of this.
Maybe zoom out a little so we can see.
Yep. There. Then we'll go to this camera. That will go in there like so. And then it will have just a little short top finial. It won't be, might be half an inch maybe. So anyway, you got what I'm pretty sure is walnut after we talked about it, and then that's a maple burl finial below. Like I said, I think it's a little chunky here. This little area, that bead needs to be a third smaller, and maybe even the little point on the bottom a little smaller in diameter as well. But then for the top, it'll be very flat with just a little bubble right on the very top center and with a hole drilled through it for an ornament or for a hanger of some sort. But anyway, that'll get completed. We'll send that to St. Jude's and it might raise them $4 or $5 for them.
One thing I will mention is that if you want your finials to turn out to be even lighter in color, what you can often do is take some 2-part bleach and bleach the wood, and it'll
Mm-hmm.
turn quite a light color.
Yeah,
Like oak will turn quite almost white.
sure. I really like. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Wayne's right. I think that's sapwood and that walnut.
Hmm.
Um, at first, I thought that might be some spalting because black walnut will turn light when it spalts. But I'm not seeing any spalt lines at all. I'm seeing grain going in multiple directions. I bet this was an interesting section of tree.
Yeah,
And the light's
it
in the
kind of
wrong direction.
looks that way.
There's a beautiful bit of brightness in the grain there. Almost looks like a tool mark, but it's not. It's in the grain. If I turn it that way, maybe. Ha
Yeah,
ha.
very
Some
nice.
interesting figure running around it.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
But that's I'll put this back on the lathe. Probably make some jam chucks so that I can work on the inside, get it nicely hollowed so it's nice and lightweight. It doesn't weigh a lot now, but it is too heavy for a tree. I've got about a third of it, maybe a touch more than a third of it hollowed out. So, but anyway, there it is, folks. Ornaments. This is the time of year to get going. If you haven't done them already, get going. You're gonna run out of time. It's amazing how quick October, November, December go away. So
Yes.
12 weeks from Thursday. 12 weeks from Thursday is Christmas.
And Dale is asking if it was a burl.
The maple is definitely burl. I don't think the
See.
walnut is. I think it's a a severe bend in the tree, the way the grain kind of switches directions. I'm not seeing any. There's no eyes or anything in the walnut. Here's some. Here we go. There you can see that. Looks like there's light inside the wood there. Chatoyance is what they call that. Beautiful stuff right through there. I wish that little camera picked it up better than it does. But anyway, there you go. There you go.
Very
Very
nice,
nice.
Dale.
Very nice.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Wayne, Ruby. In fact, let me bring these guys back in. Gotta click too many buttons. Wayne and Ruby and Todd, thank you guys so very much. Appreciate you being here. You folks in the chat, thank you all. I really do appreciate you being here. Being my community. Every once in a while, I talk about the community that is wood turning, and people say, "Really? You got people in England and Ireland and Scotland and Texas and man and it just goes on and on and on. Canada,
Canada.
Canada."
Actually, it's more than a community. It becomes a family.
It really does. It really does. We are community. We are family. We check on each other. Wayne came in. First thing I had to ask him how he was doing, and how his wife is doing. Todd the same way. You know, when we got things going on, we care about each other, and
Yep.
you all showed me some care this past week, and I really appreciate it. So ornaments, they're on the go. I've got a series of ornaments that I started making last year. My wife has already said, "You gonna make some of those?" Basically, a disc with a Christmas scene on one side and the year on the other side. So you know, very simple. Very. In fact, that's almost. I came real close to doing one of those today, but it's as much laser work as it is turning. So. And it's not much turning, not much laser work. It's pretty quick and simple. So anyway, I'll make a bunch of those, and I'll show those to you as we get a little closer. Next week, I've got a plan. Something I don't know that I've ever done. I did a clock one time, and that wasn't much turning. This will have more turning, but it's going to be square, and it's not going to sit on a table. Not a bowl. So Wayne's done a bunch of these things, and they always turn.
Okay, I'll know
Yeah.
what it is then.
You got an idea anyway. But anyhow, it's just a wall hanging, but it's fun. It's fun. So we're going to do some of that next week. See how it turns out. It may be sorry, it may be great. I don't know, but we'll find out next week. Thanks for being here. With that, I'm going to let everybody say good night, everybody.
Blow out some
Night-night.
candles and eat some cake.
See you next week.
Hey, my
Good
wife
night.
made me a diabetic cheesecake. I'm
Perfect.
looking forward to digging into that one, baby.
You bet.
Well,
Happy
What,
birthday.
now wait a minute. What flavor?
Just plain cheesecake.
Forget about the cake. Where's the burgers?
Burgers are on my diet. I'm great with burgers, but we may go a step up and have some unground burger. How's that?
Sounds good.
I may have to go to the grocery store and get them, but that's what I want. Okay.
Well,
And again,
treat
I may
Bye,
get some meat or
yourself,
Peru.
Doug.
Have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Night,
Bye-bye.
everyone.